This teaching presentation on building motion offense from scratch was taken from one of our free fall clinics. We hope that you'll get some concepts and some techniques that will help you in implementing motion offense or adapting these ideas to the motion offense that you now run in your program. In your haste to implement different passes, cuts, and screens, you must never forget that your daily practices on the fundamentals of the game and your emphasis in teaching those fundamentals is what really keys the success of motion offense. Remember that what you do has to fit you, your style of coaching, your style of play, your personality, and most of all, it's got to fit your team. We want to wish you good luck, and we hope you get some great ideas while you view this clinic. Okay, first thing we want to talk about on motion offense is to give you a big picture of what we're trying to do and what we want to get. We got a lot of ideas and sort of got intrigued with the mover-blocker concepts of Dick Bennett at Wisconsin Green Bay, and he was an inspiration to everybody in NAIA basketball when he was at Wisconsin Stevens Point with Terry Porter and 4 other guys that set screens. And he did a great job with limited material. He's done that at Green Bay, and now he's been richly rewarded by getting a Wisconsin job, which he probably should have had decades ago, but he finally got the job. And it's going to be so much fun to watch that motion offense and tough defense in the Big Ten against big-name coaches. We also, in watching Indiana run their motion, there would be kids that would set screens constantly. Now, he never called it mover blocker, but there were some guys that never ever did anything much except set screens and then be a second cutter off their screen. Kids like Calvert Chaney very seldom set screens. So after a while, it sort of made sense that maybe on your team, you only have 3 or 4 guys that can actually make a cut off a screen and get open to get the ball and really do good things. And you have other kids that are good players, but maybe because of physical limitations, lack of quickness, size, whatever, when they use a screen, they can only make 1 or 2 cuts. Now, I believe if you're scouting a team and a player can only make 1 or 2 cuts, that's an easy player to guard because you can take away your screening game if you know the cuts the player's going to make. If a player can only dribble with their strong hand, you can take that away if you're smart enough to do it and you drill on it. Likewise, if they can only make a curl cut or only make a flare cut, a fade cut, an out cut, a back cut, if they're limited in their cuts, you can take those things away. So what we're trying to do is develop cutters that can make all 4 cuts. Now at Lipscomb, we've got a tradition of great post play. We've had great teaching of post players by Coach Mike Roller, our post coach, and teaches our defense, and we have had great post players. 10 straight years of All-American post players. The 2 leading scorers all time in the history of college basketball were post players in our program. Post play, you cannot win championships without post play. The thing that I thought was a negative of the Wisconsin Green Bay mover blocker was there was not an emphasis on post play. Probably because they didn't have post players. And they just couldn't get a guy who could post up. So we're looking to get 3 things in our big picture. We want a strong post game, number 1. Because we don't believe you can be good every year if you don't have an emphasis on a strong post game. Doesn't have to be your biggest guy, but it's got to be a player that knows how to score inside. And it could be several players. But you've got to have an inside game first. Secondly, you've got to have an outside game. You got to be able to take the 3-point shot and make the 3-point shot. You got to know who can take the threes. Who's your dead threes? People that are just not even worried about the line. They are dead 3-point shooters. But you got to have an inside game, you got to have an outside game, and you got to have a penetration game. You got to have those 3 things to be a good offensive team. And if you don't have all 3 of them, you will face an opponent that is well prepared and good enough defensively. They can shut down your inside game, they can take away the outside game if you got limited threes, and then you must be able to penetrate. And our last NCAA championship, UCLA was a great example of that type of thing. Shutting down the post game, standing next to the threes, and then they took away, there was no penetration. So you got to have those 3 elements in your game. We want to get layups. We want to get power shots. We want to get free throws. We want to shoot more layups and more free throws than our opponents. We want to make more free throws than our opponents take. And you can't do that if you don't have a post game. You can't do that if you don't have a strong cutting game to the basket. So we got to find people that can curl cut, that can make that strong, tight curl cut to the basket, and when they catch the ball in the lane area, the top of the key, they can make something good happen. Because if you can't make that cut, you're going to have to repaint that three-point arc line before the year's over because you're going to wear out the paint moving around out there. You got to have strong cuts and drives to the basket in order to get fouled. There have been teams, Royce Waltman worked at the University of Indiana. His NCAA 3 team that finished second one year, they had no post players, and yet they shot millions of free throws because they drove the basketball. So early in the year, you might in the first week or so of practice, every drill, everything you do, you finish it with the layup, you go strong to the basket, just to get the idea of attacking the basket going to the front of the rim. So you can see we're big on shot selection. And the way we rate our shots, a 4 is a wide open, is a layup. A 4 is a layup. A 3 is a wide open shot. A 2 is an okay shot, maybe a good shooter under pressure. A 1 is a bad shot, and a 0 is a turnover. And we want 4s and 3s. And when we are practicing, if we don't get that, they're doing a frozen push-up, or they're running, or they have to sit down, we really punish them if they don't take great shots. You can control your shot selection. Now, here's your key phrase. Don't take the shots the defense gives you. Get the shots we want. Don't take what the defense gives you. Get the shots that we want. So that gives you our big picture of what we want. Now, I need to have Kenyatta come out offensively. Let's have Andy out offensively. Get 2 more guys with shirts on. 2 more guys can put green shirts on. Sean, you come out and defend in the white shirt. Okay, get 2 guys that are veterans. Let's go. We got Brian. Let's go. Now, what we want to show you is the 3 things you can do on offense. I'm going to list them for you, then we're going to show them to you. The first thing you can do on offense is you can move the ball. The second thing you can do on offense is you can move people. Under that, A would be you can move the man that's being guarded, and B would be you can move the other people. And the third thing you can do on offense is to screen. So you can move the ball, move people, and screen. And I want to show you with this 4-on-1 drill, which is an excellent defensive drill to check positioning and quick movement as the ball moves and stance. But it's a greater offensive drill to teach this concept. And we teach this in camp every time, and we teach moving without the ball. Sean, student coach, is going to guard Kenyatta. He's right into him. He's denying him. The ball is right there. Now, the only thing we can do is move the basketball. No player movement. Okay, move it. Watch Sean's movements. Okay, he jumps to the ball. Sean, you better move. Let's go. Move the ball. Let's go. Move. Get in position. Denial. Let's go. Jump. You got to sprint. Let's go. Bring it back. Andy, skip it. Sprint. Okay, now you can see he's got to work defensively because the ball's moving. But he knows because people aren't moving exactly where the ball's going all the time. He just has to adjust to that. Now start out denying Kenyatta. Give him the ball. Give Kenyatta the ball. Give him the ball. Get into the ball. Now, Kenyatta, you can move. Nobody else can move. Okay, let's go. Move the ball. Sean, jump to the ball to deny. Good. Okay, good. Move. Play him. Skip, run. Get over there. There's a flash. Good. Move. Make a cut. Good. Basket cut. Good. Okay, stop. Now, you can see that causes problems for Sean. Player movement causes problems. Now, I'm going to get ahead of myself, but this is so important, I've got to say it over and over. The basket cut is the foundation of motion offense. In our summer camps, when we've got our college group, coached by Coach Bennett, we tell them one thing: if you will just pass and cut this week, we've done a good job. You got kids that are 8, 9, 10 years old, they like to pass and stand. Watch the pros sometime. They like to pass and stand. The basket cut's the foundation of motion offense. Motion offense is pitiful if you don't make basket cuts, because the defense is just going to stand out here, switch you, zone you. They'll zone the inside, switch the outside, zone the outside, switch it inside. They're going to take care of all your cuts because there's no threat to go to the basket. When we first played basketball, we did give and go. Give it up, cut to the hoop. Who's the most dangerous man on the floor? The man that just passed the ball. So let's take advantage of that and have that guy basket cut or receive screens. That's the whole foundation of it. And if I don't basket cut, I can't get the defense off me so I can set the proper screen. So I cannot stress strongly enough how important the basket cut is. Now we're going to let the other people move. We're going to move Kenyatta and the other people. Okay, let's go. Play it. Jump. Good. No screens. Just move. Move the ball. Move. Good. Where's the ball? Adjust. Move. You got to adjust to the ball. Okay, stop. Now, we've seen there that movement causes some problems, doesn't it? And there's been some very good teams that their motion offense was strictly movement. I can remember Johnny Orr at clinic saying, we don't ever screen. We just cut. But once in a while, one of our guys will run into one of the other team's players and we yell out, great screen, great screen. So they can't just get too geared into us. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to move the ball, we're going to move people, and we're going to set screens. Now, all of these guys are screeners for Kenyatta. Their whole purpose is to screen for Kenyatta. So you're going to see every kind of screen from every possible angle, and they're going to show you movement of the ball, movement of people, and screening. Okay, here we go. Good, 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 good. Flair, good, good, good. Nail it. Where are you going, Andy? Set a screen. Let's go. You haven't screened him yet, Andy. You haven't screened him yet. Let's go. Let's go. Brian, you haven't screened yet. You haven't screened yet, Brian. Let's go. Come on, give it up. Give it up. Brian, nail his butt. Pin him. Let's go. Brian Farmer, you haven't set one screen. Let's go. Move the ball. Move it. Good. Brian Farmer, you got to set one. Okay, stop. Now, that presented a lot more problems for Sean. And there's no doubt about it. Screening is very hard to guard. Now here is the big problem on screening. The very, very big problem that we all have. And that problem is spacing. Spacing is offense and offense is spacing. One of Chuck Dalyisms of basketball. Spacing is offense and offense is spacing. And if you're doing all your screening and you look like all the hens around corn in a chicken coop, you don't have good spacing and you're never going to get open. So now what we got to show you is how we get spacing in motion offense. How we get everybody where we want them to be. We use the volleyball line as our motion line. We use the volleyball line as our motion line, and we want everybody to be above the volleyball line except the post. Let's have John Holt come out and be a post. He's out here. He's in the post area. What we want him to do, he can work anywhere he wants to. The postman can be anywhere he wants. He can flash up here to relieve pressure if post players are having problems. We have two screeners. Let's give a yellow jersey to Brian DeBerry. Yellow jersey to Brian DeBerry. We're going to put these guys in jerseys so you can read this. Brian and Andy are screeners. They got yellow jerseys. Brian Farmer and Kenyatta are cutters. John Holt is the post. Let's get a red jersey for him so we know that he's different and they can see that all the time and they'll catch up with the colors. Now, I want all the guys that are posts to come out and stand in the post area. All the guys that are screeners come out and stand over here. All the cutters stand over there. Screeners, cutters, and posts. And what we're trying to do here is designate what people do. Designate what people do. Okay, we've got screeners. Thomas would screen and step out. He would look to set flare screens and step out looking for threes, or set a flare screen and slip in the post. Allen would possibly be a cutter. He could be a cutter sometimes, depending on who we had on the floor. These guys are screeners. These guys might be posts if we were playing small, had a small group in. Over here, we've got 4 cutters. In a team of 15 people, we've got 4 people that are cutters. 4 people that can make all 4 cuts and do something with it. Some of these guys can't be cutters because size limitations, or they don't have sufficient quickness to make up for the size limitations. Some of them are strictly threes, so almost all their cuts are going to be out cuts, fade into a corner or fade into the side. They're not really going to be the kind of guys that can make a curl cut and do something at the basket. So we've got posts, we've got cutters, and we've got screeners. Okay, let's have everybody down except for Andy and Kenyatta. Go ahead and sit down. Now, communication. Communication, that's a major point. Communication. Every screen, we got to have communication. And I like in practice to make them call the screen. Down screen, flare screen, back screen, pin screen, pin, 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 down, 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 flare, 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 back, back, back. We want them to hold a hand up. If they're the screener, they hold up their left hand, their weak hand. So Andy's going to be doing that. He's going to come down the floor. We don't know what's up. He gets his left hand up in the air and lets the guy know he's a screener. So there's communication, not just verbally, but by giving signals. So you cannot stress it enough. Everybody's got to be on the same page. You call a teammate's name, you're telling him you want to screen for him. Now, I think it's much easier for a player to know that he's a screener all the time than to have to decide. Because what happens when they don't know if they're a designated screener or designated cutter? They'll just cross each other, run across each other. Let's go, just exchange like strangers in the night. Well, were you screening for me? Well, were you cutting? You've got to designate it. And what happens also, as your season goes on and you work and work and work, the kids that are good screeners become better screeners and they become better second cutters. Underline second cutters. You've got to be able to understand that as a screener, you can score. And you can probably score more if you got a player that really attracts the attention of the defense. You can become good at being the second cutter off the screening action. Because if there's no second cutter on screening action, you have no problems for the defense because they're playing 2-on-1. So the screener always has to be a second cutter. If you're a cutter, your whole idea is you're playing tag and you're trying to get away from the defense. And the more you get away from the defense, the better you make your teammates. I can't remember how many times I've seen Larry Bird make this cut around Robert Parrish. Two guys go with him. Parrish catches the ball and scores. A great cutter can make all his other teammates better, and a great screener gets that cutter open so he can do that. And if they play off a kid, they play off one of your players, that player should be a screener, because where's the help when they're playing off the screener? And you can set ball screens even when you play off a guy, play off a girl, play off a player that's not a threat to score from the outside. Set ball screens because there's absolutely no help. Okay, what we need to do now is talk about the principles of sureness. Sureness. Now this is a term that Bennett uses. Sureness. It means being sure of what you're doing with the ball. Being sound fundamentally. I like the phrase, I like the idea, and it's something you can yell out to kids and it covers everything, and then you can start to get specific. The first thing that I think is really important, Bear Bryant said that there are two things you had to do to win. You had to stress the kicking game and not turn the ball over. There's never been a great coach in any sport that didn't take great desire in having a defensive posture and then taking care of the ball. Valuing possession of the ball. Making sure that you did the right things with the ball. So what we want to do first of all is explain triple threat position. Triple threat position. We are in a triple threat position, sort of a heel toe, with the toe of our left foot, our back foot going through the heel of our right foot if we're right-handed. We use a permanent pivot foot. This is his permanent pivot foot. All moves are made with the left foot as the pivot foot. We want at least 60% of his weight on his left foot, his pivot foot. We do not want extra weight on the right foot because that's the foot we're going to explode with. He catches the ball, he's got 5 moves. His first move is to shoot it. That's because Chuck Daly said you're the most open you're probably going to get when you first catch the ball. So in order to be a cutter, to be a great player, you've got to be able to shoot the ball when you catch it. Now screeners can make one-on-one moves and drive also after they step out or when they receive the ball. But our first move is always to shoot the ball. Once that's taken away or a player's rushing at us, our second move is to go. Go. We go 2 ways. One is we go direct, where he comes with his right foot, and he's driving my front foot. I come out like this, he sees that, he goes direct. He tries to get body on body. Body on body. He tries to go north and south, not east and west. He's a north and south player putting pressure on the defense. He gets body on body right there, and he's got me. If I close out in this fashion, he wants to drive my right foot, he's going to cross over, go. Cross over, go. And he uses 2 teaching points. He sweeps it and he throws it to get by me. So he's going to sweep the ball and throw the ball to get by me. He wants to get to the hoop in 1 dribble. So our first move is to shoot it. Our second move is to go. Either direct go or crossover go. Our third move, I'm a good defender. He goes on me. I bump him. I arc him. He hesitates. And then I straighten up and then he takes me. If he can get my head up above his shoulders, he's got me. So he uses a hesitation to beat me. I'm playing him, he takes me, I'm into him, he hesitates, and then he goes. And that's a great move for him. You don't raise up, you just let the ball come a little bit higher, put your weight in your back foot and explode. Give us a helper, Andy. Now, this situation where he'd use a hesitation, he beats me, I get faked out of my jock strap, I'm picking it up off the floor, he's beating me, then the help comes. And he's going to use a hesitation on the helper to take out the helper. So he beats me, hesitates to take the helper. That's the only time you use 2 dribbles to get to the hoop in our third move is because we're taking out a guy bumping us or we're getting the helper out of the play by hesitating on him. Then the fourth move is the hop back move. You can operate on whichever side you want, but show him the hop back move. He's taking the ball in, the guy's into him, he hops back to get the shot. And we like to hop back to have an angle on the glass. To have an angle on the glass. Now you can use the hop back anywhere. But here's the key coaching point on the hop back. You do not hop straight back. You hop back at an angle so you have body balance and you're ready to shoot the ball. It's much easier over here, isn't it, Kenyatta, to hop back off your weak hand because you land on your left foot and you're ready to go up. Okay, he'll show you the hop back here. Coming in, hop back, and he's ready to go. He's ready to take the shot. So your first move, you're going to shoot it. Your second move, you're going to go, either direct or crossover. Third move, you're going to hesitation. Fourth move, you're going to hop back. And the last move, and you might have one player in your team that does this move, and Kenyatta might be our one guy. We might have some others develop as we practice them every day. That's a hop back and then hesitate. So he comes in to take me. I'm going to get his jump shot. I know he hops back, and then he takes me to the basket. Now that's our 5 one-on-one moves. But the key emphasis is this. We use a permanent pivot foot. A permanent pivot foot. Let's get Thomas up here in the high post real quickly. Throw Thomas the ball. John, get in the low post. John, get in the low post. A lot of us like to go high-low to feed the post. And it's 2 ways you can pass it. You could throw a bounce pass, but we like to throw the pass from here. Throw Thomas the ball, put the ball above your head. Where do my hands go when the ball goes above his head? Right there. So what we want to do is catch the ball in triple threat. And the only time we put the ball above our head is when we're going to throw it from there. Or pass fake from there. So when he's up here, he wants to fake a pass to make a pass. Get my hands down and then throw that pass. Now, that's not a big deal. But it's not what you teach, it's what you emphasize. And I'm telling you, you can get guys open all the time. If the ball can't be delivered, if the ball doesn't have eyes and can't be delivered, you're dead meat. You got a selfish kid, ask him, if the ball had eyes, would they be open or closed when you had it? And a lot of kids, the ball's eyes are closed when they have it. Or they're open and they can see, but they can't get the ball there because they have no techniques. Fake a pass to make a pass. Morgan Wooten, fake a pass to make a pass. Fake the hands down, throw it up here. Fake the hands up, throw a hard bounce pass in to get the man the ball. But that's just a little thing on sureness and being in triple threat. You've got to make sure you get that concept across. Now, starting, we've talked about stepping with a free foot. Let's talk about stopping. You 3 guys get on the baseline. How do we teach the kids to stop? We use a jump stop, and we're starting to use the terminology more quick stop because we don't want this, like they're coming down out of some airplane and their chute didn't open and they're thudding on the floor. We want them to quick stop. We don't want them so high because we want the jump stop to be a quick stop where they can go up the chute. Okay, hop on your left foot. Let's go. This is how you teach a jump stop. Stop. Right foot. Let's go. You land on your heels. You pivot on the ball of your foot. Stop. Okay, now run back this way. Let's go. Run. Hop off your left foot. Stop. Okay, run the other way. Hop off your right foot. Stop. Okay, turn and run and just stop off the run. Okay, let's go. Sit on your heels. Drop your butt. Okay, let's go again. Go the other direction. Stop. Okay, John, let's go right over here. Here's how you teach turns. Here's how you teach turns. John, go up and face the wall. Make a front turn. Get up against the wall, John. Now make a front turn.
Front turn?
Yeah. It's tough, isn't it, John? He needs to spend more time in the weight room lifting. Get on that weight apparatus out there with Randy Nesbitt. But, John, you can't make a front turn now, can you? And that's just the situation. You come up in a game, and there's a guy right in your face. Are you going to make a front turn? Well, some guys are. Give them this about 3 or 4 times before a riot starts or they foul out. But when you got a defender up here like this, you make a rear turn. Pretend it's an ugly girl or an ugly guy and turn away. Make a rear turn. Now come up. Pretend it's a good-looking girl. Make a front turn. You know, you catch the ball, you're a little further away, you make a front turn to get closer. You know, a lot of times you get caught out here. Kenyatta, come out and catch. Come out and catch. You get caught in this position, make a front turn. Get closer to it. Okay, facing this side like you just caught the ball. Now make your turn. Make your turn. Good. Face it that way. Run to the other side and catch and make a rear turn over there. Make a rear turn. Catch facing the crowd. Good. Now, make a turn like that. Permanent pivot foot. Now, show how we'd like to catch, Kenyatta. Show how we'd like to catch. You catch and you square in the air. That's your key phrase. Catch with your feet off the floor, square in the air. So you're catching facing. And when you land, if you're Kenyatta, you're thinking drive, shoot, pass. If you're a three-point shooter, you're thinking shoot, pass, drive. It's going to be in the order that you do things best in triple threat. But we can't stress enough catch and facing. Let's get our people lined up. Do the drill where we come down and we make the facing. Okay, let's go. Coach Roller will point the direction. Okay, better keep them going the same way. Okay, here we go. Let's go. Okay, good. Catch facing. Okay, keep going. Catch facing. Let's go. We'd use both ends in a regular practice. It's a warm-up, but it gets the idea of hopping off your inside foot and stop facing. Okay, that's good. Go back and sit down. Go back and sit down. Okay, so you've got ideas there about how we want to catch the ball, how we want to face the basket. That's very, very important. And we want to work really hard on passing and catching. Now, you can do drills, but the best work you'll get on passing and catching is to use restrictions. It makes your kids concentrate, and it will make your kids become better ball handlers because you're putting that on them. Okay, let's get Andy and Kenyatta out here. And you notice Kenyatta taking notes, writing things down. He's come a long ways in his maturity, trying to get the ideas and learn how to play the game. He's our best kid right now at using screens. Andy is our best screener right now. We've got to bring other kids along. That we can't say that anymore. In January, we can't say these are our two best. Other people have got to come along. Now, we're going to work on setting the screen. We said the basket cut is the key thing. Kenyatta, get below Andy. Andy's going to pretend he threw a pass. We like to do it without the ball because we don't want the cutter watching the ball. We don't want the cutter watching the ball. We want the cutter focusing on the screen and the action around the screen. The ball will come to the action. You don't have to worry. The ball's got eyes. So we want Andy to start out with the basket cut. Make the basket cut. The ball's over here. Once he breaks off his basket cut and he's got his butt to the ball, he's going to go to screen. He comes to screen for Kenyatta. Now, Kenyatta is going to receive the cut in this way. The angle has been obtained. The back is to the ball. Kenyatta is going to walk down the arc. Remember, he started where? Above the motion line, or for the NEI low-budget school, the volleyball line. Make the lines work for you. So he's working here. He walks down the arc. Now, he goes straight at the screen. Why do we do this? Because it's a game of angles and it's a game of momentum. And if I'm going to receive that screen in here and stick my head under the basket, what kind of cut am I going to make? Can I make a strong cut? You ever cornered at 90 miles an hour without a roll bar on your vehicle? You got to have better angles, so you got to stay wide. What's another big reason for staying wide? Because we want to emphasize what kind of game? Inside game first. Stay away from that post player. Don't take up action in there for him by sitting your head underneath the basket. So he's going to stay wide. Now here's the key coaching point. You're going to look at his nose holes. So when Kenyatta comes at the screen, he runs right at Andy's nose holes. Now, Andy has big nose holes, and you could widen out just a little bit, but even a person with wide flaring nose holes opened by a shoehorn, you get out here, I can only see one nose hole. Now, Jim Cruz uses the term eyeball to eyeball, but I like nose holes because if I'm looking up both of these nose holes right there, I can concentrate. And what it does is it helps me read where the defense is and not watch the ball. But number two, and most important, once I've read well, what kind of cut am I going to make? I'm going to make a tight cut off of that screen. And I'm going to wait until the last minute to show what cut I'm making. So I can either make a straight cut. If he's on my hip, I can make a curl cut, called tight cut by the people from the Indiana program. If he goes ball side of the screen, we can change the angle of the screen. I go square to the shoulders and make an out cut. And if I see no nose holes, I'm going to make a back cut. So it helps me to read my cuts. Helps me to make a good solid cut to the basket and get myself open. Okay, let's go through that. Let's go. Okay, good. Straight cut. Okay, flare screening. Come down again and get him. Make a curl. Right up the nose holes, good. See how he rubs shoulders. Okay, get him back out. Pin him. Get him out. Okay, now go to the top and come back and get him. Okay, here he comes again. Now you're going to back cut. Good. Okay, pin him again to get him out. Pin him. Good. Okay, go back up. Down screen again. We're going to flare, change the angle. Make it an out. Okay, good. Okay, now we're going to put a defender out. Alan's going to guard the cutter. Now let's start first with the straight cut. You're going to set it up coming down the arc. Okay, here's the pass, the basket cut, come down the arc. Okay, straight cut. Good. Now let's go again. Bring it down again. We won't make all those cuts. Okay, now make your cut curl. Come right at the nose holes. Good. Okay, good second cutter. Note the second cutter. On a curl cut, you want to be stepping out. That's your obvious cut. Okay, let's go again. Let's back cut it. Play the play. Get over the top of it. Play it. Good. Now, here's a key coaching point. When you set a down screen and the guy back cuts, you do not change the angle and get an illegal screen. You don't change the angle. You stay right there and let the cutter make the decision. Okay, let's get an out now. Now, here's your rule. Get this rule before you run it. Get this rule. Whenever the defense attempts to go ball side of any screen, you change the angle of the screen so they can run an out. Now, the exception is the pin screen. If I'm down here screening and the guy tries to go ball side of the screen, I don't screen like this unless I got a dunker behind me because there's no room to work with. But any other screen that's set, a down, a flare, or a back screen, whenever the defense attempts to go ball side of the screener is going to be pushed by the cutter to change the angle of the screen and run an out. And when you run the out, the key coaching point is you get perpendicular to the screener's back. And you go out that way. And this is why a kid's got to be able to shoot threes, to curl, to do it all, to make all four cuts. Okay, watch the out cut. He goes ball side. Now, get him right like that. Change the angle and run an out. Pin him in and run an out. Pin him in. Okay, those are the four cuts with one defender. Now, we talked about economy of motion, using the screen. We like the idea of coming out here and making the cut rather than going in here. If Kenyatta's being denied by Andy, deny Kenyatta. Kenyatta, make the moves in and back and forth to get open on a back door. How open is he going to be on a back door cut if he's dancing in and out? Where's his momentum going? If he's getting overplay and wants to back cut, he should cut directly toward the ball, get close to the defender and go. Do that. Go right at the ball. That's how you make a back cut. You don't dance. And it's all momentum, angles, economy of motion, using your body for leverage and getting the proper angle to make the cut to the basket. Okay, what we want to look at now, I'm going to set up a situation where we get a down screen and we're going to get a defender on Andy also. So let's go 2-on-2 now. We've got Alan defending. Let's get another guy to defend. Let's go, Kevin. You guard Andy. Okay, we're going 2-on-2 now. 2-on-2. We're going to let you read. We're going to let him read. Now, this is probably as good as anything you're going to do. Once again, we assume the ball has been centered. That's a key phrase for you. Center the ball. Center the ball. You can't do screens on the side of a down screen nature unless you center the ball. So that's the first thing we're looking for. Okay, let's see it. We're going to see back cuts and reading. Or down screens and reading. Good. Back cut. Good. Hold it. There was a switch. There was a switch. A momentary switch. He gave help. Overextended. Andy was open for a three. Okay, let's watch it. Go a little bit slower so the coaches can see. Good. Good curl. There's a step out. Okay, let's go again. You guys play it. Don't switch for now. Okay, good. Let's get the down screen. Good. Very good. Keep it going. Okay, stop. Let's not get ahead of ourselves on going to the flare. Okay, let's keep running down screens. Watch them. Read them. Nose hole to nose hole. Okay, good. Now, Kenyatta saw there that Alan was going ball side. Now, you see the four cuts. And it's all predicated on setting the screen with your back in line with the ball and then reading the defense by running nose hole to nose hole and being aware of where the defense is and then making the proper cut. Now, the next thing we want to show is a back screen. Andy, you pass the ball to the top and you make a basket cut. And you come out here and you're ready to set a back screen on Kenyatta. Now, you got to get your back to the basket to set the screen. Now, and be a little dumber and play closer to the man. Don't jump to the ball, which I hate to tell the world, if we weren't working on offense, you wouldn't be doing. And we all know that players do a lot better job defensively when they're trying to defeat your offense. We got to feel like it's our offense, boys, you know, and we're going to work at it. But that's good that you jumped to the ball that one time. Did your body feel any different changes there? Any strange, you know, bonding and getting into manhood or anything like that? Okay, now, we're going to back screen. Back screen. Let's set the back screen. Kenyatta makes the key coaching point move. Step toward the ball to set the back screen. The screener gives the cutter 6 feet. That eliminates the illegal screen. And the cutter steps toward the ball. Steps toward the ball. And here is where having a good three-point shooter is invaluable as a screener. A back screen and a flare screen are key times for three-point shooters to get shots. So if you have a kid who's not a great athlete, but a great three-point shooter, if he's setting back screens and he's setting flare screens, he's going to have a chance to get himself open if he's got a good cutter going off of him. Okay, back screen, back screen. Step out, basket cut. Step out, pass it, good. Okay, good. There we go, set it up, good, good, good. Okay, you got the idea. Now, he's setting it up by coming toward the ball. Now let's set a back screen, and Alan, you jump ball side strong. Get in there strong ball side on the back screen. Okay, here we go. Let's see if they're smart enough to get the out. Back screen, good, good, good. There's the out. There's the out. So that's what we're looking for. Okay, do you want to see that again on the back screen? Let's do it again. He's going ball side, out cut, good. That's what we're looking for. That was very, very good. Now remember, why are we doing it without the ball? Because kids want to watch the ball. And they can't watch the ball to get open. You see Jerry Rice running pass patterns. He's not looking back at the quarterback. He's working to get open on that defender, and he knows when to look back to get the basketball. Now we're going to go flare screen. Flare screen. Now we have to get the man below to set a flare screen. Now here's the key coaching points. The flare screen is set with your butt or your back to the baseline corner of the side of the floor that you're on. So Andy's going to get an angle to set the flare. We like to get along the lane. Along the lane. The only time we'd like to set flare screens wider is against a team that switches. Because there's no screen that's easier to slip and cut to the basket by the screener than the flare screen. It is tremendous. So we're going to need to add one thing with this. Give us another offensive player over here, Brian. And we'll give you the basketball. We'll put it in your hands. Give him a ball. A ball. Okay, now, Andy's going to come to set the flare screen butt toward the corner and right there. Now, Kenyatta just made a great move. Kenyatta centered up. He made a basket cut. So let's let you pass the ball here so they can see what happened. Kenyatta makes his basket cut, sets it up, and comes off of it right there. Key coaching point. Screener, get your butt to the corner and set the screen somewhere along the lane. You can widen it some if you're looking to slip against a switching team. Number 2, the passer is going to make a basket cut and center up. If he's over here, throw it guard, guard. Come up here, Brian. Guard, guard. Then he makes that pass. He's got a basket cut hard to get him to the center. Okay, maybe just a little too far. Try at least to get here. Now in practice, get him over further because in a game, there'll always be some slippage. Have them get a little further over in practice, but at least get to the center of the floor, the midpoint, and then use the flare. Now, last coaching point, the ball has to go to the flare. The ball has to be taken to the flare. And what does this do? By driving the ball hard in here, Brian, you make Alan think about helping. You make Kevin think about helping. And your penetration then allows for the pass to the guy for the easy shot. Or in Kenyatta's case, if they close out the least bit long, he's going to drive their butt to the basket because he's a great driver. So sometimes you set flares not just for good three-point shooters, but but you set them for guys that can drive, because when people recover, they recover too long. One of Chuck Daly's Dalyisms is this, and it's tremendous. The defense doesn't get beat on the help. It gets beat on the recovery. And this is a principle of motion offense that takes that into account. Okay, let's see it. Pass, basket cut, take it to it, take it to it. Good. That's very, very good. Very, very good. Let's switch that flare. Let's switch that flare. Switch it. Against the team that switches. Okay, let's go. We know they're switching. Good, 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 good. Nice, nice. Larry Bird, fantastic. Those guys could slip screens. They had a ball screen they'd come over. They called it spur. And they'd set a screen for Bird, and Perry should come up the screen and just go like this and waddle in there. They'd get it every time against certain teams that switched. Now, Andy, did you try to set it wider because you knew they were going to switch it? That's smart. Just a little bit wider to give yourself cutting room. Because if you set it here and then you make your cut, you're going to be over here. A guy Andy's size has got to set it plenty wide so when he catches, he can immediately shoot, because he's going to get it snuffed by a lot of the bigger players that's going to be around the basket helping out. So that was very good. Let's do it one more time. We're going to slip the flare. Here we go. Good, 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 good. Nice. Now, he may have to bounce past it, but Brian's really good at getting off the ball on the dribble. He keeps his head up real well. Now, we're going to look at the pin screen. The pin screen. And let's do this with a post man. John, come in. And let's have Brian. Well, let's do it with Andy to start with. Let's say Andy, or Kenyatta. Kenyatta, you're going to pass to Andy and make a basket cut. Okay, now, you're going to pass the ball over to Andy. You make a basket cut. John, we want you to pin for him. Stay over there, John, or you can, it's either way, it doesn't matter, but let's do it this way. Now, Andy, take the ball off. John, pin in for Andy. Catch it. John, post. Good. Now, let's have a defender in here for him to seal up. Now, a basic principle, whether you're pinning in against a zone or any defense, once you set the pin screen and it's been evaded, and the man that you're screening has gotten past the screen, then you go to look to post up whatever is inside of you. You do not turn around. You go as deep as you can. You bury him under the basket as far as you can. So we got a defender in there. Let's make a basket cut. Center it up. Good. Okay, get in there. Good. See how I backed him in? You want to seal him as deep as you can seal him. John, let's try to nail him on the screen. Kenyatta lag. Set it up just a little bit better. Okay, we're going to get a pin screen. Good. Very good. Good. Stop. That's nice. That's what we're looking for. Brian Farmer, start over here. Somebody guard him. Get a white jersey on him. Let's go. Kevin Rollins, guard him. Now, we're going to set a pin screen for our man here. John's going to set it. Let's have Kenyatta set a second screen on him. Okay, here we go. Pin him. On the other side, John. Other side. Take it, Brian. Triple. Good. Stop. Now hold it. Now, Kenyatta did a really smart thing. What did he do? Well, let's run it like you could have run it, Kenyatta. Get over there, Brian. Kenyatta could have set the last screen. Okay, bring it. Now, hold it right there. We got pygmy on pygmy. So we can switch, right? Keep coming. Come on. Get through that one. Now, switch it. There's no mismatch because a guard set the last screen. What we want to look to do, let a big guy set the last screen, huh? Then if they switch, they're in big trouble. So he did a smart thing there, setting that first screen, getting inside the big guy, then going to the other side. He might pick up a screen. Andy throws the ball. Let's see this happen. Go set the first screen. Andy, give the ball up to Brian, and then go get Kenyatta. Okay, here we go. Okay, good. Come on, Brian. Good. Hit him. Now go get him. Good. Now he's got it. Stop. You see what happened there? By him moving to the other side and setting that first screen, letting this postman work over here with the perimeter player. See the little things you learn? Just by running this, you constantly review and revise and reteach and fit it to your team. And that's very smart. On our out-of-bounds play, he's great at setting that screen in there and then slipping it. Does a tremendous job. So that's the pin screen. Now, a guy like John, we don't look for him to pin screen that much. He's more effective flashing and sealing in the post. A guy like Duck, come on out, Duck. Duck is a guy that we look to have set more screens and work around the basket area. So he's going to be in this area, setting screens, looking to post. So vary the screening action by your post man if you have him screen at all, depending on what type of post player he is. Now give you good action out of the post. Now let's just show him a triple. Give us one more perimeter. Or John, you can be in here too. We'll show them a triple. We're going to dribble at the guy we want to triple. Let's set it. Let's go. Triple. Good. Stop. That's just a triple screen, three singles to get the guy open. And notice how Kenyatta was smart and set his screen in the lane and then got out of there because now we got a post right here. Let's start it again. Run a triple on the other. Start from the other side. Stop when I tell you to stop. Okay, here's your triple. Let's go. Get it, Kenyatta. Good. Stop. Okay, now you go get John's man. Go get John's man. Okay, good. Come on, John. Good. Cut. Now let's say that you've got a situation, you've got two post players, one of them is not a scorer, one of them's a linebacker in football, the principal's son, that type of deal. He can set a screen and instead of looking to seal, he can go to screen for the other postman. You can have a designated screener in a post. If you're going to play two post players, you can designate one of those post players as a screener, one of them as a cutter. So you're only limited by your personnel and you're only limited by being able to think up little rules and principles that will help keep your team in the motion that's best for you. Okay, let's get two guys out with a basketball. Let's go. Two guys with the basketball. Get the Andy and Kenyatta to start with. Okay, let's go. Two guys with the basketball. Let's start with basket cut. 2-on-0 basket cut. 2-on-0 basket cut. Here we go. Good. There we go. Good. Pass fake. Nice. Fake a pass to make a pass. Good. Let's use all parts of the floor now. Use all the floor. Good. Okay, keep moving. Now, stop. Now, let's bring another guy out. Brian Farmer. 3-on-0 basket cut. Now, we got to do this, guys. We got to fill the center of the floor now. We got to center the ball. Okay, here we go. Basket cuts. No screens. Basket cuts. Good. You can pass, cut. Good. Now, stop. Now, let's do this. Make that same movement. Andy, you pass to Brian. Make your basket cut. Now, just hang there. Brian, you pass to Kenyatta. Now, Andy, go out that side. Now, you go out the same side. Dribble it up. Now, that's probably not real good basketball because they're making two cuts in the same direction. But you can still save it because you got a screener above. You could screen for him. You could do that. But it's a good rule not to make two consecutive cuts in the same direction. Empty out so we get the floor balanced. But there's nothing wrong with having the floor unbalanced when you've got designated screeners and cutters because it doesn't take them long to recognize what they're going to do. If I'm above, I'm going to down screen. I'm a screener. If I'm below, I'm going to flare screen. I'm a screener. If I'm inside, I'm going to back screen. I'm a screener. If the guy's on the other side and I'm here, I'm going to say, come on, and I'm going to pin for him. It's so much easier when you're designated what you're going to do. 3-on-0 basket cut. Let's go. 3-on-0 basket cut. Good. Nice. Okay, nice cut. Look for the ball. Okay, good job. Now stop. Now yesterday in our practice that you watched, we tried to show 3-lane push where we'll do things like finish, wing jumper, middle jumper, best three, best poster. And they'll come down the floor and they got to do those things and they're yelling it out to each other. We really like it for communication. We make sure rookies are always with veterans. So we finish with the layup. We finish with a bank shot on the wing. We finish with a middle jumper. We finish with the three, with the best three taking it. We get our best kid posted. Well, we thought if we're going to teach basket cut, we got to do it off a 3-lane push. Let's give us the 3-lane push. Let's go. This way. Finishing it here. Basket cut. Come on. Right this way. Bring it down. Let's go. Basket cut. Good. Let's go. Fill, Brian. Fill. Okay, stop. Now that's good. Now, the first time we would do it, we wouldn't worry anything about screening. We just said, make a basket cut. Now, yesterday, we added something. We said, make a basket cut and back screen the passer. Took us 3 trips before we got the idea. But we want to back screen the passer because he's the most dangerous man. See what we're doing? Even in our fast break drills, ball handling drills, learning to finish, take threes, post up, we are working on getting the concept of basket cut. If basket cut's that important, you got to emphasize it every time you get a chance. Okay, now we're going to go 4-on-0 basket cut. Let's go. 4-on-0. 4 perimeters. Let's go. Got 2 screeners. Good. Okay, we're not screening. We're just cutting. Good. Let's add a post. Let's go, John. Now we're 5-on-0. We got a post. Good. Good. Okay, nice job. Keep cutting. Look at the post. Now stop it. Now we've put an emphasis on post play. Now here's a tremendous thing on timing. Slow the ball down, speed the ball up. Usually you're going to have to slow the ball down. How do you slow the ball down? By looking at the post. We don't want to ever be so conscious of our perimeter motion that we forget to look at the post. And when you stress looking at the post, you slow the ball down. So look at the post to slow the movement of the ball down. Now give it a good look in the post. Okay, here we go. Basket cut, basket cut.
Time your cut, John. John, time your cut.
Here we go. Good job, good job. Okay, good. Okay, stop. Now, all that is cuts. There are no screens involved. Now, what I'm going to do, since we've got 5 of them on the floor, we're going to do 5 on 0, and we're going to let them start screening. We're going to let them start screening. What you're going to want to watch is the yellow guys that are screeners, the green guys that are the cutters. John, the post player in red, might mix in an occasional pin screen or a possible back screen. Postmen pin and back screen. They can flare if you set it up special. If you empty out the side they're on and let them set a flare screen, that can be effective because big guys are not going to be jumping out there to guard those guys coming off the flare screen. But we're going to add screens. You've seen the breakdowns where we do 2 on 0, 2 on 1, 2 on 2. In your breakdowns, you do it first of all without recognition, where you say every cut's a curl cut and the coach or the player chases the guy on the curl cut. We like to have our coaches use air dummies to protect themselves. We think that really helps them. But now, after you've done the no recognition, then they have to read. And then you can mix it up. But always start out making the cuts. We make so many curl cuts, so many straight cuts, so many back cuts, so many out cuts. And you make the air dummy defender, or whoever's doing it, make the prescribed defensive move so that cut is in order. Then after that, you do your reading. That's in Knight's book on motion offense, volume 2. It's a very well done book. It's his best tape ever. I think he's extremely fresh and rested and does a great job in that tape. So that would be one you'd want to get to look at. Krzyzewski's book on motion offense. Jim Boone's book on motion offense. Jim Boone from California, Pennsylvania is here. Where are you, Jim? Where are you at? He's out eating donuts. He's right up here. Ask him any questions you want on motion offense. Jimmy Tillett, where's Jim at? Sanford. Jimmy Tillett's here. If you have a dictionary, you can visit with him. He has an extremely high vocabulary. I always carry my thesaurus and dictionary with me whenever he's around. He has it down to a science. Gonzaga with Jim Fitzgerald, a great coach on the West Coast, said it's the best motion offense he's ever played against. Jim does a great teaching job with that at Sanford. So we have a great bunch of resources here today. Bob Knight's out in the bathroom right now, and Krzyzewski's out getting some Polish sausage. So talk with those guys if you want to get additional things. You can get Krzyzewski's notebook and tape. Get Krzyzewski's notebook and tape. It's excellent also. Now we're going to do 5 on 0. And look this for the screening action. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Cut. Good. Basket cuts. Good. Double down. Good. Okay, good. Good back screen. Nice. Nice. Good. Okay. Nice. Nice. Okay, good. Okay, stop. Now let's talk about rules. Let's talk a little bit about rules. You saw Thomas and Brian, I think, cross there where nobody knew who was screening. Well, Thomas is a screener. Thomas is a screener, and still they had some hesitation because Brian, he didn't really make a basket cut, and he didn't get his flare in the right spot. It wasn't close enough to the lane. So, our first rule is this. Screeners screen for cutters. That's your first rule. Your second rule is cutters can screen for cutters. Cutters can screen for cutters. And you saw that. You saw a cutter screening for a cutter. Cutters can screen for a post. Kenyatta, come and screen for John. Get him. John, cut. Now, get him, Thomas. Get Kenyatta. Thomas, get Kenyatta. And then you can cut off a Kenyatta, sort of like a Denver action. Andy, dribble toward Kenyatta, like Denver action. Okay, let's go. Come on, Kenyatta, get him, get him, get him, get him. Good, good. Stop. Only cutters can screen for posts. Only cutters can screen for posts, because you want that cutter coming off a screen then to get back out to the perimeter. So we got 3 rules. Screeners screen for cutters. Cutters can screen for cutters. A cutter can screen for a post. He can screen for a post. Now let's watch this action and see what happens. Okay, here we go. Good, good talk. Good talk. Good, good. Good, get him, get him, get him. Good, good, good. Okay, stop, stop. Okay, you get an idea now, and that's why we got the jerseys on the way we do, so you can clue in on that. You can see it. Now I need to have Andy and Brian and Thomas. We'll drop off, or Kenyatta can stay on. We'll drop off Brian. Let's get 3 white defenders. 3 white defenders. Drop the post. Let's just get 1 defender for now on Kenyatta. Now, put this under the category of sureness. Sureness. Here's what we're trying to teach in sureness. We're trying to teach all the fundamentals to handle the ball safely and effectively. Get the ball where it needs to go. Let the ball have eyes, read the thing, and get the ball to the cutter when he gets open, or the second cutter, when the second cutter comes off a set in the screen. But here's what we're really trying to do in this one. We're going to try to get 3 screens set for Kenyatta. We do not pass the ball to Kenyatta until the 3rd screen is set. So what are we emphasizing? We're emphasizing setting screens for the cutter, and we're also emphasizing hitting the second cutter. There are 2 or 3 things you need to do to emphasize second cutter. One is run drills where all you do is hit the second cutter. When you run your restrictions, say, I don't want to see the ball pass to the cutter. Only the second cutter, and we want it to be where he can catch it and score. Second thing you can do to emphasize second cutter is to make sure in all your drills that you do with shooting that you incorporate some 2-ball shooting. So when they're doing 2-on-0, cutter gets a shot, the second cutter steps out, gets the second ball to shoot the ball. That's great shooting drills. The 2-ball shooting drills where the second cutter knows he's going to get a shot. Because the number one thing kids will do is they'll shell up, they'll get selfish, they'll feel sorry for themselves because they got to be a screener. And you've got to sell the idea that it's just making them do what they can do best to get open. Okay, we're playing 3-on-1, sureness, 3 screens for the cutter, and let's make sure we hit the second cutter on the first 2 times we pass the ball. Okay, here we go. Let's go. There it is. We got a down screen. Good, good. Talk it, talk it, talk it. Second cutter. Okay, let's go. Good. Step out. Good, good, good. There's a pin. Good, good, good. Okay, back screening. Okay, stop. Hold it. Are you going to throw him the ball there? There's absolutely no way that's going to happen. Now, here's what should have happened. You got the ball. Set the pin screen.
Pinning.
Okay, he's pinning right here. I'd set it here for now. Okay, comes right here. Can't get him. Get through it. Turn and back screen. Now cut. Now step out. Now that's what we want to do, isn't it? We got to get a step out. We want to encourage the second cutter to cut to score, to slip to score, to step out and fill the center of the floor. You can't get the ball in the center of the floor enough. You'll never wear the paint out enough in the middle of the floor. Okay, let's go again now. Keep that in mind. Now here we go. Okay, good. He's going to back cut. Good, good. Step out. Good, 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 good. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Flare. Now step out. Good. Okay. Okay, very good, very good. So you got to set screens 3-on-1. Why do we do it 3-on-1? Because if I'm not guarded, I'm absolutely know I got to go screen. And I know who I'm screening. It's not confusing. And as you get older as a coach, it's a little easier when you break it down, not having to look at 10 guys. Now let's go 3-on-3 sureness. 3-on-3. We're still screening for Kenyatta. We're still screening for Kenyatta. Okay, let's go. Here we go. Good, good. Good basket cut. Look for it. Look for it. Good. 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 Get the screen. Good screen, Thomas. Good. Nice. Nice.
Step up, step up.
Okay. Okay, good. 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 There it comes. Good. Stop. Okay, good. Now you get the idea. Now, Thomas, you should have read that defender on the screen, Kevin, went right up here ball side. And as soon as that happens, you should step right here. Now, if you can catch the ball and score, that's fine. But if you see him go ball side, make that same cut. Make the same cut. It's really got to be patient to teach this. Okay, make the cut. Cut. Hey, let's get the back screen. Give him the ball. Give him the ball. Andy, come get it. Thomas, get in there. Get in there. The back screen. Okay, good. Back screen. He's going ball side. Now, set it. That's what we want. We're going to have Andy set a screen right here on Brian DeBerry. Brian DeBerry's a defender. Andy's going to screen him. Now, what we'd like to do is have Andy grab his right wrist with his left hand, make a fist with his right hand to protect himself. Girls basketball, cross the hands over, protect themselves up there. We think any time that you got your arms out or you extend, if you extend, you cause a contact, the motion's away from your body, that's a foul on the screener. If you do not give the man a step when he doesn't have vision, you got to give him one normal guarding step when he doesn't have vision. If you're facing him, you can get as close as you want to him, but you can't initiate contact. You've got to set the screen. Set it. We like to jump stop into the screen. All the verbal calls, all the communication, but once it's set, you set. Any movement of the hip, any trying to slide out here, that's an illegal screen. If contact is made. If no contact is made, it's not an illegal screen. So if you got a guy who's a sissy and won't run through a screen, then you can sidestep with him all he wants, dance with him, look like a mirror drill, but he's never going to run into you. It's not an illegal screen. So always remember, you can illegal screen all you want. It's not illegal screening until they run into you, until they run through you. But the good teams will put you on your back. And then you'll have to start getting smart and set the screen. Another question we had, another thing on screening. If a player is a non-shooter or a post player, that's when we'd like him to set ball screens, because there's no help on the ball screen then. We like ball screens, if they're going to be set by a post man, because there won't be help on the ball screen, because that post player defensively will lay back usually. And we like to have non-shooters set ball screens, because then we can get the step out and we can get the action, because there's no help. There's none. If it's a non-shooter, the kid will be out of there. If we have a good three-point shooter that sets a ball screen, we're really looking for him to step out. And then we might screen for him with another screener after he set the ball screen. So he screens and then receives the screen. That type of thing. Let's set that up. Let's set that up. Come up here and screen. Let's set up a screen, Brian. Set a ball screen, Brian, for Andy Blackston. Thomas, you're over here, over there, and you're going to set a flare screen for him after he does it. It's going to look like this. Set the ball screen. Thomas flare screens, and then go right like that. That's good. That's a really nice action. Screen the screener. So if you're going to use ball screens, we like to do it with guys that are non-shooters. If we use a three, we'd like to get him to get a screen. And we don't ball screen much, because we think you lose a little spacing, you lose a lot of things, and good teams are just going to trap them real hard. Okay, put a post in, John. Put a post in, John. Andy, come out here with Brian. Brian, make a catch a pass. Andy, you be on top. Throw it to Brian. Make a basket cut. Now, questions about basket cutting, because I know a lot of you are used to just running post exchange or staying on the perimeter and not mixing it up much in there. Pass the ball and basket cut. If Andy basket cuts and he sees John Holt here, he's either going to go away right away and not jam it up, or quickly get down here to the corner and maybe have a better passing angle, or he might come down here and quickly get out to the corner from underneath. But he's not going to hang down here, because what's he doing when he hangs down here? He's guarding the postman. So that's the only thing I'd watch for, is when you do basket cut, and you certainly want them to basket cut, make sure they're not hanging down there and playing help side defense on your own postman. Get him to clear it out. Get him to get out of there. If a cutter basket cuts, he's going to occupy a lot of defense. You know, they're going to be watching him. But sometimes a screener goes through there. He's got to clear out of there, get out of there, and get something good done. Okay, we need to get Kenyatta, get Thomas. We're going to run a secondary. We in the past have run the North Carolina secondary with the back screen. We've run the secondary with the double down for good shooters. Here's what we're going to do this year. Come down, fill the spots in the secondary. Bring it down, secondary break. Here we go. That's it. Bring it down. Okay, now stop it right there. Now, if we can pitch the ball ahead, we want to pitch the ball ahead. So pitch it ahead. You can pitch it now, or you could have pitched it way back there. Brian goes down to where the old dotted circle used to be. He's probably a little too deep right now. Our number one rule in college is keep your dribble. Never give up your dribble until you have a pass or a shot. Here are our options with the ball here on the secondary. Number one option, number two option, number three option, number four option. First option is to hit the post. We want to get below the post so we can throw him the ball and we don't pin him underneath the backboard. The postman will come down. We'll have air dummies in here. Are you capable? You're severely injured, aren't you? Let's get a player to hold an air dummy. Do we have any uninjured players? We got guys with shoes off, losing all their clothing. Okay, we're going to have an air dummy out here. John comes down and finds the air dummy and seals the defense. He doesn't run and stand on the block. He finds the defense and seals it. Larry Johnson stands underneath the basket and works from there with the Hornets. Our first option is hit the post. Second option is to throw the ball to the top. Because if we throw it to the top, it makes it easy for him to get a quick seal. If we make the pass from guard to top, he's got more time to react. Our third option is to skip it all the way across. Now here John must hold his seal and then come to get the ball rather than running across to get the basketball. Our fourth option would be to throw it back to the top, to the guard, and then we would be into motion or swing the ball through. Now here's what we want to show you. If we can't pitch it ahead, we'd like this guard to dribble to the free throw line extended. Push this man to the corner a little bit more. Push him to the corner. Now, we got great feeding angles now. Here's my feed. There's my feed to get it to the baseline side. My reads now are I can't hit him, front him. I can't hit him. Now, I'm going to go there or there. This simplifies it for the guy when he brings it up and we can't pitch it ahead. You can't pitch it ahead because he's guarded. Okay, so you don't have to worry about reading that one. Then you look in here, that's taken away. You look here, they're denying this. You look for the skip, you don't feel good about it. Well, now we got a screener on top, don't we? Now we're going to start into the motion. We start the motion with these two guidelines. One, if the ball goes all the way over there on the swing, whatever way it gets there, now we're in motion. Okay, and what do we got? We got two screeners above a shooter or cutter, so we're going to get a double down. And you're looking to feed the post. Get the double down. And Thomas is looking to pick up whatever else is left. Now, they may not be this wide. They might be in here. But he's going to find them wherever they are. They might come down like this, side by side sometimes, against a guy that really jumps to the ball and is in the middle of the lane. And they're going to wait for him right up here rather than going in here and jamming up post play. We call this a phoenix when they're side by side. A guy that really jumps to the ball. Guard Brian. Somebody guard him. White shirt. Jump to the ball. Skip it. Skip it. Give it to him. Skip it. Now jump way in the lane to the ball. Good. Good. Get a phoenix. Get a phoenix. Good. See how he read it? See how he read it? He just didn't go to the top of the circle. That's smart basketball. And he hasn't played a game yet. But he's got an instinct and a feel for the game. Because he loves the game. He'll go back to the dorm, be talking with guys about what we could do better in emotion. I seem like we're getting screens way too high and there's no room to cut. You got to talk the game. You got to communicate the game on the floor and you got to communicate it off the floor. So when the ball gets skipped all the way over, then we're in motion. Now let's show you the other way we start it. Let's get a guy up here to defend high. Bradley, let's go. Deny the high post. Somebody guard Kenyatta over there and play him tight. Now, in this situation, when Andy can't reverse the ball, swing the ball, we start motion. Whenever you don't feel good about passing the ball, you start the motion. Okay, let's go. Screen. We're in motion. Good. Keep your dribble. Good, good, good. Now we're going. Good, good, good. Flaring. Good. See how it stop. You don't need any more than that. You got plenty. That's plenty. So you run your secondary break and your screening, you're just simply going to use your cutter screener combinations, and you start your screening after you've swung it all the way over or whenever the defense stops you from swinging it over. And just look how simple it is. Thomas is standing over here. He knows exactly what's going on, and he can slip that once in a while and get the point across that when I'm a cutter and I make a good cut and my screener is the second cutter can shoot the ball. Anytime Thomas catches, instead of flare and step out, give it to him. Flare, that's money in the bank right there. That's money in the bank. Now what he's got to do is this term, key teaching term for all people using screens, either as first or second cutters. Fight for your feet. Fight for your feet. And that means fight to get your feet set up so you're ready to shoot the ball. Thomas will be a guy who'll have to work constantly on footwork and getting his feet set up to shoot the basketball. Fight for your feet. Fight for your feet. And it's such an important thing. When you're screening, you try to get his feet tied up. When you set a screen, you try to set that screen and tie up his feet. Get your feet wide so you can tie up the defender's feet. As a shooter, you try to fight to get your feet so you got body balance and you can shoot the ball. Now that's basically secondary. Let's run a few 5-on-5. Give us another defender. Give us a defender on Andy, defender on Brian. Let's go. Give us a post defender. Clancy got the post. Okay, here we go. White's on defense. Here we go. That's good. Okay. Who's guarding Andy? Okay, let's go. Play. Hey, guard Andy. Let's go. Play. Good. Let's go. Let's go. Good. Good, high, low. Good. Okay, stop. Now right there you saw proper fundamentals of cutting, screening, passing, catching, and shooting the ball. You don't need a million plays, but you got to be able to play. You got to be able to catch. So we got to work with John on catching. Let's run another one. Start it from there. That's good. Start it. Let's go. Bring it. Getting overplay. Good, Thomas. Okay, stop. Now, you got to handle the ball. Now, Andy does a good job of not giving up his dribble. He keeps his dribble without a pass or a shot. You got to take care of the ball. I bet you it was this one. I'll bet it was this one right here. This one right there. That's what it was. And I hate that one. I'm going to run your butt if I see that one again. I promise you, I'll run all you guys. If I see him, hold it. If I see him throwing that pass or any of you guards, I promise you, you're going to make 5 trips under a minute until you can't ever make 5 trips under a minute again. I hate that pass. Brian Farmer, the other day, we're working on shooting. You walk over to the bleachers, pick a ball up, and throw it like this. I don't like that. And I not want to see on a basketball floor what I don't like. So you better take care of the basketball. Sureness. Okay, let's go. Secondary. Let's go. Do something. Let's go. Good screen, Thomas. Good cut, Brian. Nice job. Good pin. Good. Keep it alive. Good. Let's go. Good. Let's space up. Good talk, Brian. Nice. Good. Nice. Okay, stop. Now, the more you get the high-low feed, the high-low feed is impossible to stop. You can get the ball high. If you got a guy that can pass it, either a small guy that's nifty or a big guy that can throw it over. If you can get the ball to the center of the floor, the defense cannot help in the post. Now, good communication by Brian, telling Andy to screen for him. Cutters can communicate, not just screeners. Everybody talks, everybody gets on the same page. Okay, let's set up in a zone, White. John, drop off. We want 3 perimeters. Thomas off. Okay, we got 1 perimeter here who we'll say is a non-shooter. Now, Andy's not a non-shooter, but let's say he's your penetrator, your handler. We've got these 2 guys that are shooters or cutters. Now, here are some things you can do. We can loop. We'll loop. This is tough for the defense to guard, and it brings both defenders in the zone over here. And what we're trying to show is zone principles of attack, but using motion concepts. So you don't come, you're playing your game, you're banging along, you got a great beat. They go to hands up, Harry, don't hassle the shooter, 7-11 zone, and you're standing there and you stand. And that's the worst thing you can do. So we want to try to keep that motion. So let's loop it. Now, you can do that where you flare. But let's do this. Let's just keep you set here, and we'll let Andy skip it. Now, whenever he skips it or swings it and it goes to the other side, swing it. You stay here. Now bring it back. Skip it. He skips it. Skip it. Now, whenever the ball goes there, he's looking to flare screen the top guy in the zone. Now, Brian, you're not going to have to V-cut on this because the guy's going to jump to the ball anyway. No, you don't have to make any cut. You might slide over here a little bit just to make him respect you, but you don't have to V-cut against the zone because the zone makes automatic jumps and sprints. So you're going to flare screen him. Then you're going to use it. Let's see that flare screen. Walk through the flare screen. Skip it or swing it. There's a flare screen. Good. Now what happens? That brings this guy up to guard. You got openings on the baseline now. Let's bring it over here, screen it again. Pretty soon, Floyd the barber, smart man that he is, charging $5 in Nashville when it's $3 in Barbersville, Kentucky for haircuts. He gets cute and he starts to play the play. Now here's where it's really good because Andy steps right in here to get the ball and penetrate and pitch the ball. Okay, let's do that. Slip it. Slip the flare. So we got a guy flare screening when the ball goes away from him. The screener's going to flare screen. He's going to slip it. Good. Now punch it in. He's got somebody down there to hit. Okay, good. Now let's bring in the postman. Bring in the postman. We'll screen with our second screener. Okay, we got Thomas in here. We got a real good shooter on Thomas's side, so we're going to use what we call loop skip. You're going to loop Kenyatta, get him to the top. We're going to have this situation. Stop and let's look what the zone does. Number one thing in attacking the zone, you got to know who is guarding you and where he came from. Who's guarding me? Where did he come from? We got a guard. We got a guard matched up here. That leaves one man, Brian DeBerry, to guard two men on this side of the floor. Thomas screens in Brian DeBerry. We skip it. Now, if you want Thomas to screen for John, he can come across and screen for John. John can cut below, looking for the ball. Or, if you want Thomas to seal up and post, he can. But you're screening the bottom of the zone. We call this loop skip. The first one, we're just flaring with the non-shooter. But now we're going to screen the bottom of the zone and see what happens. Okay, now Andy, you're going to skip it. Now let's watch what Andy does. What's he do? He screens the top, doesn't he? You see that? See how it's fitting together? Okay, let's go through that slowly. Good, good, good. Okay, now we're playing. Okay, Thomas, let's do it again. I want you to screen for John. And Thomas, you never went and sealed up the middle man. You just turned. You do not turn. You go find the middle of the zone. Do it one time right doing that. Then we're going to screen for John. Let's go. Now screen it. Now get him, Ben. Get him. That's what we want. Get angles. Do it again and cross screen for John. Pin in for him. Okay, set a good screen. Now go get it. Come on, John. Come on, John. Read it. John, now hold it. How did Thomas have the screen set? Thomas had his back at this angle. Take it down here and cut here. Thomas, we'd like to get it here if we can, but the defense was just too low. You got to read the screen. Let's do it one more time. These are the little things. If you don't teach them how to read screens, you can forget it. It's just goulash. Good, good. Okay, now play. Stop. Andy screening the top. Show them loop flare. Just a dribble loop flare right away. Okay, do it, Kenyatta. Do it. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, stop. Nice. That's just a simple loop and then flaring with the wingman. Loop flare. That's very, very hard to guard. And here's when it's really hard to guard. Let's loop Brian this time and Kenyatta slip it. This will be hard to guard. Okay, flare him, slip it, good. Okay, good. You let him have the ball in there, something's going to happen. So you got certain guys that can step out and get threes off of their flare. Some of them can step in there and make something happen inside the defense. Okay, I'm going to call it out, and you're going to do it. Let's show them an Ote loop flare. Ote loop flare. John, you're going to set the flare screen. We're going to Ote Kenyatta. Okay, here we go. No, Ote Kenyatta. Dribble that way, don't we? Okay, yeah. Ote, empty it out. Okay, go Kenyatta, good. Loop. Okay, flare him, John, flare him. John. Who are you screening? Who are you screening? Are you screening him? Go screen him. Go screen him right now. Is that who you're screening? No. Who are you screening? Okay, what's his name? Air?
Kevin.
It looked like me, you were screening Mr. Air. You do not screen Air. You do not screen Air. You screen the defense. And you'll have kids that will go and screen Air. And they think they're screening. Who are you screening? I'm screening Joe. Joe's on their team. That's why you wear jerseys. You know, you don't. That's a little thing, isn't it? That's a very, very little thing. Just like John making the exact wrong cut there. And John's an honor student. But when he leaves that classroom, he is so drained emotionally that sometimes it just, I don't know what we're going to do. Now, I know it's hard to see our man here, Lloyd, Floyd's twin brother. But you got to find him. You got to screen the defense. Okay, we're going to do Ote loop flare. We're going to empty out the backside. Screen with a big guy. Good. There, look. Nice. Okay, stop. That's really good against the man-to-man. You can run the same thing against the zone you do man. That's good against the man-to-man because you got that big guy posted there. Run it against the man. Set up Ote loop flare against the man.
Ote loop flare.
Okay. Loop it. Good. Screen the guard. John, how do you set a flare screen? Where's your rear end pointed? Which corner? Well, you set it like this. Your rear end was to that corner. You got to get with it. We got to use you. Okay, let's go. Here's your, okay, good. Get him. Okay, stop. John, you're still angling this way. You need to angle like this. Now, I'm going to walk you through this screen. Okay, let's go. Ote loop flare. Sometimes you got to do this. And don't go up right away. Just stay down there. Okay, let's go. Run it through. I want them to see it. Run it through, Kenyatta. Now, sometimes this is okay. Kinesthetic feel. Walk the kid through the screen. Okay, here we go. Okay, good. Come on. Now bury him. Looking in there. Now that's really good because you got a disadvantage situation set up there. But look, I don't apologize for taking the time to go through this and teach it because it's good for you to see this. You got to teach this thing. Now you'll be better early in the year run plays. But when you come down to the playoffs, if you run plays, they'll have to play basketball. So you might as well start playing basketball right away, and then you're going to be your best when you go to the playoffs. Okay, I'm going to call them out against the zone. Zone up. Loop, flare. Loop, flare. Loop. Here comes the flare. Good. Flare. Good. Okay, bring it back out. Loop, skip. Loop, Brian. Let's go. Loop, skip. Screen in, Thomas. Good. Post up, Thomas. That's good. Now, Kenyatta, you'd nail that. You'd nail that shot. That's a terrible pass because it achieves nothing. There's no reason to throw that. Just dribble it out and center it up. Okay, we're going to run Ote loop flare against the zone. Bring the guy underneath the zone. Okay, here we go. Good. Get him, Thomas. Good. Step out. There you go. Play. Nice. Looking. Okay, nice job. Get Andy away to screen in. Let's go. Okay, stop. Now, catching. You got to identify. If I had my dictaphone on right now, we got to keep working with John Holt on catching because he's not watching the ball into his hands. Hands, eyes, or feet, eyes, and hands. Morgan Wooten. We've got to work with him on that. Brian Farmer has a tendency not to watch the ball all the way into his hands. So we got to make sure we really concentrate on working on that. Andy, let's do a loop. Get you on the side and then screen in. Okay, let's go. Okay, here we go. Good. Play. Good. Play it. Good. That's what we want. Nice job. Stop. Kenyatta brings the ball to the thing. That's really good against the zone to penetrate like that. Now, instead of going so much east and west, try to get a little north-south on it where you're going to the hoop a little more. Okay, you guys can sit down now. Now, we won a national championship run one year running strictly loop skip against the zone. That's all we ran. And that was the year when there was a shot clock but no three-point shot, so everybody zoned. And we ran just one thing. So pick out 2 things, maybe 3 things that will fit your team and do them over and over again and get good at them and learn how to read them. And then by running motion, your kids will be looking to screen against the zone. If you feel like you're getting too stagnant and standing too much, just make a pass and make a basket cut. And that always changes things, doesn't it? Now, it's probably good to have a shooter make that basket cut. No need to send your point guard down there. Let a shooter go down and then work that baseline a little and do what he wants to do. Okay, what we're going to move to now is what we call restrictions. I want a white team on defense. I want that team that's been demonstrating out on offense. Okay, let's head on out. Now, as we said, we run restrictions in every practice, and it's something we do toward the end of the practice. We might be running possessions, where we're charting possessions, checking the quality of the shot, which we always do, but putting it on paper. We might be running who scored the most points on possessions. We might be checking on offensive rebounding in the possession. But we try to put a value on each possession. Now remember our rules. Screeners screen for cutters. Cutters can screen for cutters. Cutters can screen for posts. We're going to run 4 out. Now here's our rule. Here's our restriction. We only take a layup. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Good, good. Keep moving. Move. Good. Okay, we're in motion. We're in motion. Good, good. There's a cutter screening for a cutter. Nice. Nice pass. Good follow. Stop. Now, Brian, you got to get to the glass. Brian DeBerry and Brian Farmer, you got to rebound on both ends of the floor. Brian DeBerry and Brian Farmer have to be rebounders. If you guys don't rebound, we're not going to have a chance to be great. Okay, remember now, only a layup. Let's go. That's our restriction. Let's go. Take it up strong, John. Good, good, good. Easy pass, easy pass. Go again. Good flare. Good re-screen. Stop, stop, stop. Show the down screen, then the flare screen. This is called re-screening. Re-screening. You miss the first screen, so you re-screen. This is very good. He misses it, then he gets the flare screen. Do it again. Give it up. Down screen. Evade it. Miss it. Okay, now, nail him again. Good. There's the flare screen. Re-screen. Re-screen. You miss the first screen, you set the second screen. Re-screening. It's different than changing the angle of the screen when the guy jumps ball side. You just missed him, now you re-screen and change it. There are all kinds of combinations of that. Down screen, flare screen, back screen, or flare screen, down screen, back screen, pin screen. Just think of the combinations you can have there. Okay, here's our restriction. The postman's got to get the ball. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Don't force it. Don't force it. Nice. Get it. Score it. Okay, nice job. Now, you got to understand your players. Andy Blackston, when we say the postman's got to get the ball, that means he's going to throw it in there. If you lined a battalion of the Light Brigade in front of that post, he would ram that ball in there with a laser pass. So, you might have this restriction. The postman's got to get the ball, but Andy Blackston cannot feed it to him. Because he's going to try and get it in there regardless. He's going to sell out the farm to get it to the post. You've had players, they're so eager to please that they'll do the exact wrong thing because they won't make good decisions. They'll just try to please you. It's like going in a class and studying just to pass the test rather than learn something. Okay, you're going to feed the post now, but we want to get 2 swings first. 2 swings. Let's go. 2 swings. Good. Screen. Okay, let's go. Good screens. Good. 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 Okay, good. Nice, easy pass. Easy. Okay, stop. Okay, stop. Good deflection, Brian. Nice. Did you get that one? That's a good deflection. We got to get more of those. We're going to work on those Monday. Touching and deflecting. That was nice. Okay, that's good basketball there. You get an idea on restrictions. You can have a certain player shoot it. Okay, Brian, or Kenyatta's got to get a shot. Start with a triple. Triple. Get Kenyatta a shot. Let's go. Let's go. Good. Good curl. Keep moving. Get him open. Get him open. Good. Good. Keep playing. Get a good shot. Stop. Stop. Now, Kenyatta, you got that tendency to go where there's nothing there. There's nothing there. You just give it up and keep using the screen. Brian Farmer's got to get a shot. Start with a triple. Let's go. Let's go. Brian, stop. Stop. Brian, you screen for John Holt first. Brian's going to screen for a post. Then we're going to get him open. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hold it, John. 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 is that any threat to the defense, you stepping out to the perimeter? Probably not. Now, here's what we could do, though, Brian. If he does that, go in and then set a back screen. Pop him out, pin him out. Now, get back in there. Now, set a back screen. Now, if they switch it, if a team switches, they're in big trouble here. Because we got Brian Farmer with the 6'10 or 11 guy on him outside and John with the little guy inside. Whenever teams switch you slip. Or you put perimeters inside and let them back screen, big guys. And then when there's a switch, they got to look a big guy on them outside and a little guy inside. Invert. Get little guys inside, the back screen for big guys outside. We call that specials. Okay, let's go. Get John, get away. John, stop. John, get away and let him screen for you. Then somebody pick him up. Okay, let's go. Screen for John. Let's go. Come on, Thomas. Good. Let's play. Let's go. Keep moving. Get him, Andy. Get him. Okay, good. Stop. Now, we'll always take the layup. In all your restrictions, you always take the layup. So what we'll do is they'll set the screen and they'll use 2 basketballs. Okay, this encourages second cutter. 2 things that just keep tugging at me inside and trying to teach motion. Basket cut. Second cutter. All the other stuff you'll pick up because it's sort of different. But those are 2 key teaching points you got to have. Let's do it again. 2-ball shooting. 2-on-0, 2-ball shooting. Good. That's great. Now, second cutter, you must teach the kids. They're not going to be just another part of the offense. They're going to be important. And their ability to talk and set screens and be able to score off their screens is extremely important. We hope that you got something from this player demonstration of motion offense that can help serve your program and make you a better basketball team in the season to come. I'd like to acknowledge at this time some coaches that have really helped us in developing motion offense. Dick Bennett from the University of Wisconsin, Coach Bob Knight from Indiana University, Coach Jim Boone from California University, Pennsylvania, Rick Majerus from the University of Utah, Jim Tillett from Samford University, and Jim Cruz from Evansville University have all shared ideas and have great teaching concepts. They'd be programs that you would be spending time in a great way if you'd go to visit and ask them for help, and for sure have a blank tape in your video so you can tape their games and study how they run motion offense. Remember, the key thing in motion offense is that you've got to make sure that it fits you, it fits your team. And remember that players are not going to be successful if they cannot pass, cut, and screen, shoot the basketball properly and quickly. So you can never spend enough time working on fundamentals. Thank you and good luck.